What a treat it is to be joined by Appalachian State head football coach Shawn Clark on SportsCenter. He's got a busy week making some time for us. And Coach, we were briefly discussing a second ago, there was video on social media after the victory of the celebration in Boone while you guys were still traveling. I'm curious how much of Boone was left when you guys returned?
Well, it was definitely a hectic time here in Boone, and our fans, our students, they really enjoyed it. They were running down King Street, jumping in Duck Pond, and really celebrating the win. And that's what's special about it. You know, our team going to A&M and getting a top 10 victory, and then having our fans, our students celebrate. And that's what it's all about. We're all in this together. And I'm just excited for everyone in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah, I said that's what makes college football special. You guys can be on the road, but your town, your team, your community is going to celebrate with you while you guys are traveling back. But, Coach, it's a hard thing for you because you want to enjoy it, but you also have to move on. So how long did you allow your team to celebrate the win against Texas A&M?
We had 24 hours. We had a long trip coming back. Our plane had a flat tire, so we didn't get back into Boone until Sunday morning. We brought our kids back around 5 o'clock and had our team meeting. And, you know, we had a tough loss against North Carolina the week before, and 24 hours later, we were on to A&M, and it's no different this week. We have a great win on the road versus Texas A&M, and we came back, and now all of our focus is on Troy. I mean, Coach Summerall's done a great job down there, and they kind of play to his personality. So this is a ring game for us. Our goal wasn't to beat Troy. I mean, it wasn't to beat Texas A&M or North Carolina. Our goal is to win the Sun Belt Championship. Mm-hmm. So the biggest game in the history of our program is Saturday at 3:30 here in Boone.
Yeah, I love your perspective on all of this because you played at App State. You're now the head coach of Appalachian State. You've got the hype from over the weekend. College GameDay is coming to town for the first time. You've got a very unique perspective on this. What does it mean as a former player and now the head coach to have your program now thrust into this kind of spotlight?
It's really our program, and you know, to be able to play here and in this coaching profession for 22 years now, and to come back to coach your alma mater is special, and to get that kind of signature win that's they'll be talking about for a long time. But again, we'll keep things in perspective. I think my wife does a great job with that. I was up early Monday morning and this morning taking my kids to school, so it's all business. It's business as usual right now. Again, our biggest game is Troy this weekend.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. You got the win, but you still need to take the kids to school. You still have your chores. I love that things don't change at home for you. You're in the national spotlight, but you still have dad duties.
Without question, that's my duty, to take them to school and make sure they have breakfast ready, and that's something I enjoy. You know, as coaches, we're gone a lot, and anytime you can spend time with your family, especially your kids, you have to take full advantage of that.
When we hear Appalachian State, everybody remembers 2007 against Michigan in the Big House. That was a long time ago now, from 15 years ago. So you've got college football fans, Coach, that this is kind of their new national awakening to App State football. It's such a unique place. You and I have talked about this before. How would you describe Appalachian State, the community, and everything that goes along with it?
Well, the town of Boone, our county of Watauga County, they love App State football, and we embrace that. And, you know, you talked about the Michigan game. Our players, they were babies when that happened, and they really don't remember that. When they associate App State football now, it's beating North Carolina and South Carolina in 2019. It's taking Tennessee to overtime, Penn State to overtime. And for these seniors, these captains of our program, they were tired of hearing about Michigan, so they want to put their stamp on the program. And again, all of our goals are still in front of us, and that's to win the Sun Belt.
So you bring up the Sun Belt because it was a big day for Appalachian State. We know that. Marshall goes into Notre Dame and beats the Irish. Georgia Southern takes care of Nebraska. Nationally, Coach, the Sun Belt is now front and center. How good is this conference for people that may not know?
It's a very good conference. They got a lot tougher with those schools coming into it. And if you go back to 2019, there's 5 Sun Belt teams that have a Power 5 win. And then in the year 22, we already have 4, and 2 of those wins are versus top 10 teams. That's Marshall going to Notre Dame and getting a win, and that's us going to A&M and ODU, Virginia Tech. It just goes on and on. But I'm very proud of this conference. I think we'll put it on a national stage. I know our Commissioner Gill, has done a fantastic job of promoting the Sun Belt. And, again, week in and week out, if you're not ready to play, you're going to get beat in this conference.
Week in and week out is a great way to put it because you touched on it a second ago. The track meet you had in week 1 in Boone against North Carolina, 63-61 the final, just a remarkable, entertaining game. So you guys are responsible for one of the most entertaining games in week 1, but the biggest upset in week 2. As a head coach, how do you get to your team to say, hey, you know what, Saturday's gone, moving on, especially with this remarkable start you guys have had to this season?
Well, we set out rat traps through our complex here last night. To, don't take the cheese, and again, that's human nature. Everyone is giving you a lot of praise right now, but that game is over, and we can celebrate that after the bowl game this season of those accomplishments. But if you live in the past, you're going to be hurting in the future. So we have a very mature football team, and our kids know what the task at hand is. And again, it's going to be a sold-out stadium again here in Boone, North Carolina. It's be our first 4 home games will be sold out. And we have a very passionate fan base. We want to make sure we don't disappoint them.
You guys, so you legitimately set out rat traps around the facility?
We did. You can't take the cheese. The old Nick Saban, the rat poison.
Blame it on the media. Just blame it on us every time. Every other coach does it. It's fair enough. Chase Brice, your quarterback, remarkable story. Starts his career at Clemson, transfers to Duke. He's been at your program now for a couple of years. When you have a quarterback that's been through it and is that mature, how much value does that add to a team now on a week-to-week national spotlight schedule?
Well, you can rest easier at night being the head football coach when Chase is your quarterback. And he's a very mature kid. I mean, he came from Clemson and transferred to Duke and came here in 2021. And to watch him fit in, and he didn't want to rock the boat when he first got here. And now he's taken that leadership, the ownership in our program. And, last year we had 4 senior receivers that left and went to the National Football League. They were in camp early. And now we have some younger kids. And to watch him really show them the way and be a role model of those kids. And if you come in our building and Chase is always here, he's watching tape, all the little things you have to do to be successful.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.